With students returning to campus winter quarter, Cal Poly has started developing capacity to test students for coronavirus entirely on campus, from collection to processing. And it comes with the added bonus of not having to stick a Q-tip up your nose. The saliva test in its pilot phase on campus comes with two main advantages.
The biggest thing between the saliva testing and the nasal swab is, I guess I would argue that the saliva sample is much easier to attain, like you literally just spit into a tube. And our biggest thing is like we're pooling, so we're trying to group individuals into pools of 5. That way we can process way more samples than if someone was to get a nasal swab. So instead of taking 10,000 nasal swabs a day, it's much easier to take 10,000 saliva samples, and we're able to process them much faster at a high throughput rate. We have these machines that allow us to quickly expedite each sample, pool them, transfer them, and run qPCR.
Pooling samples into groups of 5 is where the speed of this method really adds up, only having to test individually if there's a positive result.
Yeah, so once we identify a positive pool within this machine, we're working with people from software and IT to quickly backtrace it and find those group of 5 that pool came from. And then we use another one of these machines, or one of these to pretty much test those samples individually, no longer in a pool. We test each sample into one qPCR well. So we're basically confirming, our PCR machine the first time around tells us, hey, someone within 5 of you guys is positive, right? And then what we do is we go back and we confirm by running individual tests and not a pooled sample. And that takes, roughly maybe an hour to confirm which out of the 5 is actually positive. So.
This drastically increases the number of tests that can be run per day.
So, in general, the whole process, I would say, from having us getting the sample into our lab, it takes 1 hour to run those machines. They all run in parallel. It takes about 30 minutes to run this, so an hour 30. It takes an hour to run that. So, round up to 3 hours, we can process 960 samples. So.